rare moment where I'll soft swap, but I might actually do it for today. Just for precaution measures. I feel like we're gonna do a lot of damage too. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming up. And for those of you who were not aware, because this has been like fairly recent news, Capcom has released the character creator in advance. Like it's basically, it came out like a few days ago, or maybe even yesterday, I don't know. But I have rarely seen a studio that releases their character creator in advance. Like, I've rarely seen that. There you go. We're gonna try this, guys. So it's something I don't usually do, but we're gonna try that out. Is that why you saw the game for sale so early? I don't know. I don't know what you saw. Think the DLC will bring back Bow Glitch? No. Bow Glitch was already tested in the network test. There might be some... maybe what you guys mean is like machine gun. Because Bow Glitch, the concept of Bow Glitch is just not there anymore with the bow. Like, you don't store like inputs with the bow. Maybe there's another way to store inputs in Elden Ring, but with the bow, it's not gonna be a thing. If you mean like a way to like machine gun shoot stuff, I think you might be able to do that by just like normal arrow swap, but that's not Bow Glitch. Like, people call it Bow Glitch, but they mean like the machine gun itself. Because Bow Glitch was way more dangerous than just the machine gun. We want Nagano to win? Oh yeah. 110% for Nagano, dude. I'm all for Nagano. You're excited about Lap coming back to the DLC? Yeah. Francis? Yeah. Dude, Francis' backstory is insane. Alright, I think it's a 2v2, nice. Pretty rare. Really too, but my friend here is like kind of careless. I don't think he understands that they just decided to let him live. Dude, these too many soft swaps. Let's do that. Oh, it's Oroboro and Luber. Okay. Not sure why they're running though. Pretty sure they could kill my... Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure they can kill my teammate in just like an instant. As I say that, I did not even finish my sentence. I was about to say, like, I don't really understand why they're running. Like, they can kill that guy in a few attacks if they want to. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to use like a non-familiar setup here though. Like as in, I'm not going to be able to like use the 2 curved sword with a different layout. Because I'm gonna need to swap here. Like here, while they were both attacking me, I could not swap to the BHS escape because my inventory layout was not made for those 2 curved swords, so I did not have the swap available. Although I don't think they would turn off Taunter Stone, so I think it's probably best to just wait for a teammate now. And also, since this is our first invasion, it was not, like, they're not sniping or anything. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait here. I'm surprised there's been no teammate yet, though. Yeah, of course Luber is not gonna turn off Taunter, like... That's why I said that, like, gankers will never be good. Like, the reason why he would not turn off Taunters is that, you know, he's just a normal, like, normal people don't want this sort of advantage. Like, they won't want this sort of advantage. It's just not the mentality. Like, Luber would have never gotten as good as he is if he was the type of guy to turn off Taunter, you know what I mean? It's just how it works. You don't get there with that mentality. Okay, we got someone. We got Pulpy, nice, alright. Yeah, I would be shocked if they turn off Taunter, honestly. Alright. Let's get this started. Oh, you got so lucky. Holy shit. Yeah, Ogro survived by like the skin of his teeth there, but Pulpy finished him. Good shit, Pulpy. Didn't mean to get the BS there. We'll play Pulpy. Well, that's a first invasion. Wakes you up a little bit. Dale, thanks for the gifted sub. Really appreciate. And Medios, thanks for the resub for 14 months, dude. Thank you guys. Yeah, we get a top player for our first invasion. but there was old bro to compensate for it, so it's okay. I think Luber would have been better off with Ryan, but that's just my opinion. Oh my god. I misspaced that. Moonveil moment, guys. They Return to power stance curve sword. Well, the first invasion was basically a warning to tell me that I can't without changing the inventory because it's too dangerous. Like, we almost died when we were alone against the two of them because we kind of had no access to a valuable like escape swap. Like, I had the soft swap like in advance just in case, but that soft swap is not going to be that useful, unfortunately. Yo, what's up, Luber? NYC, thanks for the sub. Welcome in, dude. God, I hate this map. I mean, the game is almost over already. You hate that dragon? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think there's a lot of people that like the snow map in general. I think it's the most disliked map, and I don't think it's because of the snow or the aesthetic. I think it's because like it's just empty, flat, nothing. It's just not that appealing. like if you go around asking people like what are their favorite map, they'll tell you like okay whatever, like they can say many things, but if you ask them like which one do they dislike the most, I think more often than not you'll get the I'ma make you tilt. Well, let's not go there then. This guy's name is I'ma make you tilt, and then he's not taking any damage. Great player, yeah, indeed. There's hackers on PS5? Oh, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. Like, there's a lot, actually. I don't know if it's always the same same few people on different accounts, or if there's legitimately a lot of them, but there's a lot. There's a lot of people that are cheating. And when I say cheating, I mean, like, straight up hacking some stats, or or getting some things that are not meant to be in the game. There they are. Oh, that scared me a little bit. Get that. That comboed it the hell. Get out of here. I thought I would fall off before though. Oh, I think that might be it. Ah yes, Stormhawk. You don't even need to swap to it. just use it normally. Oh, I would hit teammate there. It's just bad play on me. Oh, all you teammate and shit. Surprisingly, the most cheaters you see on PC are all level 30 invaders, by the way. It's funny on gun because I don't find it that surprising, because the same way, like, here's how I see it. The same way you have, like, you know, you have the fact that you need to be a little bit weird to just gank with 3 people, because that's just, like, you know, it feels like there's no point to that. Playing with your friends, like going through the game's a different story, but like actually griefing with 3 people, you need to be a little weird to do that. But it's the same thing with being like a low-level twink invader. I think you also need to be a little weird to be like a twink invader. And so that doesn't surprise me, because that falls into the bracket of twink invaders. So if they're cheating on top of that, that just fits the character, really. Yeah, they just like to grief. There you go, Val. Yeah, that's really it. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Like, whether it be like the low-level twink invader, or the you know, the people doing dedicated ganks. It's just griefers at the end of the day, really. Oh, I didn't hit him. No? Okay, he doesn't want to come past these pillars for some reason. Maybe because he knows his friend is back there or something. What are we doing? Interesting fight. To not say extremely boring. Ragston, thanks for the resub for half a year, man. Apparently, on the press release for the DLC, FromSoft says only 4 players and 6 for the Coliseum. Yeah. This was pretty much expected, though. Like, there was a strong chance that they might increase the player limit for a specific map, but there was never any guarantee for that. It was more like a 40-60. Big sad. Honestly, dude, like, do I really... I don't think I care anymore about Elden Ring, man. I have other things going on that I care about way more at the moment, like as far as video games. Like, I'm trying to learn a bunch of skills. I'm so busy these days, like, I don't play Elden Ring, like, at all outside of streams. Oh, shit. I thought this was free here. We need to get out of there. Yeah. This guy is HP incarnated. Hey, what's up, Claymore? I know you, I know you're also in that journey, Clay, right? I'm learning Unreal. I'm learning Unreal right now, but I have like a bit of a head start when it comes to some things, and then I'm also behind for like other things. So because I majored in 2D animation, you know, I'm familiar with all animation fundamentals, because I'm not just like, my background, it's not just in animation. My background is like in a lot of medium. Like after I graduated from being an animator, I mostly went the concept artist route, so I'm very familiar with designing. And I happen to also have dabbled into 3D modeling in my free time in the past before, and I was quite good at it. So what's great is that I'm probably gonna have like a lot of skill sets. I say probably, I know I have a lot of skill sets that will carry over. But my downside is that I have no background whatsoever in programming, so I have to learn, like, I basically have to learn like what is the logic behind, like, programming logic, like basic programming logic. Like I find Unreal, despite the fact that I actually love the software, like I've learned a lot of software over the years, and Unreal is absolutely great, but I find it to be probably the hardest software I've ever had to learn. And it's probably because of I have to learn the programming logic that comes with it, which is not something that is second nature to me. But it's fun. Also, for my project eventually, I don't intend on being like the lead programmer or anything. I just want to learn everything that I need to learn in order to to create what is necessary for my first step, because I want to make like a working demo basically. Oh, he doesn't care. And start Kinkers, outplayed and saved. I didn't think he would attack so out of range. I was not even ready to punish him. Should be it. Alright. But yeah, Clay, it's actually a lot of fun. I love learning that sort of stuff. It's a lot of fun. What language you start with? Well, I mean, I start with the easiest, like the Unreal built-in programming language. It's a visual programming language. It's basically programmers refer to that as a very like high-level programming language, which means it's far from what speaks directly to the computer. And so basically, it's very simplified, but still. I say it's very simplified. I'm not so sure anymore that it's actually the most simple way to learn how to do it. But yeah, if you want to program a game, you'd want to learn C++. You looking forward to it? Yeah, me too, Clay, honestly. But yeah, before I start like recruiting talent and use my my platform, the YouTube and shit, to like get more people involved, I at least want to have something that makes people say like, okay, this is where we're going. I like the quality. I see what you're trying to do there. Like, I want a working demo that's very, very small in scale, but that's also very polished. That would be almost, not necessarily fully representative of a final product, but almost. Basically as if you were presenting that almost to a customer. And the hardest part about creating something that's polished like that is like the artistic side, which is what I'm good at. So what's going to be hard for me creating that that demo is, like I said, it's going to be like the basic the basic like gameplay features that is second nature to like most developers. Like right now, for instance, I'm following a course learning how to make like I say I'm following a course. I've already finished a few, but the one I'm following right now is teaching like how to do like some basic things for the gameplay. And like I have no problem doing everything that are on these courses, but the difficulty is then translating these things to be able to make what you want with it, right? Like you can make exactly what any tutorial tells you, but are you able to like make anything of note after that? That is not basically within the manual of instruction. Should stream it? No, that would be a bad idea to stream it, because as much as it would be less, well, I was about to say less boring. I'm not actually bored when I do that, but it would slow me down first, because I don't like to have distraction when I'm working. And also people would, it's like back a few years ago when people were asking me to do an art stream, and then I did one, and it was great for the first 10 minutes, and then everyone left because they're not artists. It would be the same thing. It's like, oh, that's what you make. Okay, cool. Bye. It's always like that. It's normal though, don't get me wrong. It's absolutely normal, but I know this is just not worth it. Best way to learn coding is to make things, but like I said, my goal here is not to learn to be a programmer, because like I'm gonna give you an example. Like any programmer that attempts to make like any asset for their game, it's just gonna look subpar. Why? Because people like me have like 15-20 years of like experience in like certain fields, like particular field, like specialization. And so you're competing with people that are like just way better and way more dedicated in their craft. And that applies the other way around. Like if I try to program, I'm going to be competing with people that have like 10, 15, 20 plus years of programming experience. it's unrealistic to have expectations that you're going to be able to do those things that those other people are doing. But it is necessary to at least have some of that skill set when you're engaging in that journey of like being independent for a developer. Like you need to start somewhere. Basically, like for me, I need to prototype something right now, basically, or making a demo as I describe it. But like I said, it's about learning what you need to learn, and then you're gonna have to delegate after that. It's just a logical thing to do, and I don't mind it. I think it's great. I think delegating is absolutely great. It's really fun to work in teams. Like, even though we're invading solo right now, we wish we could invade with 2 people against these gankers, because it's way more fun to be a team. Okay, let's cross the filthy lake. Insane. Oh, come on. Serious? Insane. This guy did not give 2 fucks. Okay. Are you making 3D or 2D? It's funny, it's a good question, dude, because obviously going independent, there's so many limitations that a lot of people that are very logical would try to aim for something that's reasonable. And I actually thought about that a lot, because since I'm a 2D artist at heart, or, you know, to start with, it seemed logical to me to make a 2D game, and I was under the impression at first that this is what I wanted to make, and I was aiming for something like Zelda Ocarina of Time, and then I asked myself, like, well, if I'm gonna make like that sort of game, I've never played any of them, and so I actually like downloaded an emulator, started playing it. I'm like, okay, I see why people find it fun, you know. I think the combat's kind of ass, but I mean, shit, it's a very old game. Like, it was probably great for its time. I love like all the quirky mechanics and everything, but I found it boring ultimately. Like, I found the game boring, and I was like, now I was like reconsidering, like, why am I actually doing this? Like, my silver bullet, if I am to release something, why would I go with something that I have no interest in, and that I know, like, really not that much about? Like, come on now. Like, if I make something, it needs to be a Souls game, and it needs to be 3D, basically like Souls. And so that's really what kickstarted the like the idea of like, okay, like it seems more logical at first to go like, okay, very small, and go at something that's 2D with sprite, you know, less work, everything. But at the end of the day, like, I'm doing this for myself. Like, why am I trying to limit myself here, when clearly what I'm passionate about and what I know, like what I know design wise is not, like, I don't know anything. Like, if I was to make that 2D game, like, I'm sure it would still be fun, but would it be like amazing? I don't think so, because I don't play these games. I would be like just any other developer trying to make whatever. I think that's the biggest problem with every like developers that are out there. They're trying to make stuff that they don't really understand. Like, even for instance, all the Souls developers who are trying to make Souls games, like, I'm sure they've played all the Souls games. Did they play it as much as all of us though in chat? Like, do they, like, all of them trying to make the PvP, like, do they have like 20,000 hours of PvP for Souls game, or like 10,000 hours or whatever? Of course they don't. They're trying to dabble into something that they don't understand. And so I almost fell into that same trap as every other developer out there, just trying to make like something even though you don't understand it. So no, I'm going to stick with what I understand, which is basically Souls-like combat. That I know I have a silver bullet because I have way more understanding than not just the vast majority of people, but pretty much almost everyone. So yeah, it's basically what I mean is that it's going to be something we like, and I am aiming, I want to say I'm aiming for the stars in terms of quality, but not in terms of scale. Like, I don't plan on making like an open world or anything stupid like that. Like, I plan on making something very basic at first and then going from there. But when I say basic, I mean that the combat is fully fleshed out. I wasn't sure there. But like I said, it's gonna take a while. I don't know. I don't have any time frame for that because, like I said, I'm still new to this. I don't have any experience, so it would be foolish to give myself any time expectation because I'm learning right now. I'm in the learning stage. I'm not in production mode right now. I'm in learning mode. I'm in learning mode, but I'd like to think that throughout my life, one of my best skills is actually improving at whatever I care about. And so I've been like, I'm talking about this, but I've already started this journey for like a few weeks now, and I've improved like so much in a short amount of time, and I'm very happy, and it's very motivating. So that gets me excited, which also, like, when it comes to Elden Ring, it kind of gives me some perspective on Elden Ring, whereas I don't really care about how Elden Ring turns out because I know my own project is basically going to be better Elden Ring PvP. That's kind of my lens now. So like, okay, yeah, Elden Ring's broken there, Elden Ring kind of sucks there and there, but I'm like, I don't care. My thing is not gonna have any of these issues. And I'm just gonna work hard on that in the meantime, you know? So like, I don't look at Elden Ring in the same way now that I started that. You see what I mean? You think the single player is essential part? Yeah, like ideally, for like I said, like my goal right now is to create a working demo. But realistically speaking, I've been reading and learning a lot about networking, like Netcode and stuff like that. And realistically speaking, I would not be able to make anything PvP without help or without hiring someone or basically without having a networking programmer involved. So for the working demo, it's going to be just, you know, something very simple that doesn't involve multiplayer. But the goal after the working demo is done is to integrate multiplayer. That's like the first step. But the end product, like the end product in the moment of sale, which would come in like years, the end product, I would prefer it to be like, if it's going to have like PvP, which is honestly like I said, it's my silver bullet. If I don't include PvP in this, like, what am I doing? It needs to be the case. So there's just no way I'm gonna forego PvP. And when you have PvP, I mean, you have co-op. Like, it's, if your game if your game can handle PvP, it can handle co-op. So if you have PvP, there's no reason to not have co-op. And also co-op is a lot of fun. And if your game has PvP and co-op, then it can also handle single player. So when it comes to the like the end product, the goal is to have all three of them. But that alone is a very big ask, and it's very it's quite something in terms of scale. Like it's a pretty big endeavor. But like I said, I don't intend on tackling this journey alone. Like I said, my plan right now is to learn as much as I can, get a working demo project that I can then pitch to any enjoyer that are out there to motivate themselves, or to basically like to show people that are interested, to show developers that are interested that this is what I'm working on. If you want to come with me on that journey, here is what our end product is likely going to look like, likely even better. And then if you want to take part of it, then you're welcome. But that's very unrealistic to do that when you don't have anything to present, like you're just selling air. So for me, it's very important to get something beautiful on par with what I think I'm capable of doing, and that is rich in quality and also representative of all the things that I've learned over the year design-wise, especially combat design, because I believe that's the most important part. They cleared the map though, that's fucked up. Trying to think, like, there's not that many plays right now. I think that's it. Come on. Fuck Moonveil! Fuck you, Miyazaki, for designing that fucking garbage. Fuck me, dude! These, like, fighting scrubs like that in such a tight environment with no cover, when they're very aggressive, is so difficult, for no reason. I know I can go down, but... I was a bit, like, I was a bit scared that I might get hit on my way down. Like, there's a lot of things that can happen, like, bad things that can happen going down if they're close to you. Like, it's a risk when you jump. Still, I think you've been exposed too much to these fucking brain-dead comments that now you kinda, you're able, like, still, you have the ability now to, like, reason like them. Like, even if you're not, like, if you don't believe it, you're able to put yourself in their shoes and understand the logic. That's how much you've been exposed to it. The Redditor logic is so strong in you now that you're able to truly understand it. Now, anyone who plays on PlayStation uses the PS4 version. Okay. Alright, let's go in. Oh, there's 3 of them. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. I really don't. Yeah, I'll pass. Thank you. Yeah, I'll pass. Too much of a tiny platform. Like 3 people. Two, it's manageable. 3, no. 3, you're getting sniped. Yeah, you're not reaching, dude. It's gonna... Oh! It does reach. Holy shit. Misjudgment there. I don't like this angle. Where can we shoot to hit this guy? Maybe here. Oh, he does nothing. He literally does no damage. I don't know what I'm doing though. This guy's separated. Let's push. Like go moment. Great game, dude. Great player. I think he tried to parry. Yeah, invasions on that map are kind of ass. Yo, thanks for the resub for 43 months, dude. Holy shit. That's a long time. Thank you so much, man. How would you include magic so it's more balanced? I know how to answer that question, but now that I'm making my own thing, I think I'm gonna keep some trade secrets, you know what I mean? The easy answer is FP cost. Well, that's part of it, but that's not the entire. Yeah, that's not the entire answer. There's more wrong with magic than just that, for sure. You alone, buddy? All right. What do you have in the offhand? A seal? I can't tell. Hey boy, okay, we're one of those, just attack out of shit. Alright. I was way too slow on that swamp. It's just bad play by me. Really bad play so far. Like this guy... not particularly good, I'm just playing really bad. Like that. I always think I'm spacing those, and then he just hits me with everything, and then I'm almost dead to this fucking guy. Like, holy shit. I need to start playing seriously. Alright. Alright, let's focus, reset. Dead in one attack now, realistically. Probably one of my worst fights in a while. Yeah, I feel kind of ashamed of this one. Played pretty bad. Well, it happens. Is making crossplay a big demand? Yes, crossplay is extremely difficult, and one of the biggest non-spoken challenge of crossplay is actually the legal side of things. Let me explain. When you're making a crossplay game, you can very often breach into both the Sony and the Xbox agreement. Basically, when you sell your game on any platform, you can only like have people be able to buy stuff on your game on that specific platform. So if you have, like, let's say saves that carry over, or let's say for instance that you as a PlayStation player are playing with someone on Xbox, and as a PlayStation player you don't have the DLC purchase for the game, but your friend on Xbox does, and then you're both in a party, and then because the game, you know, is made so that the Xbox player has the DLC map, well, since he's the host of the session, you still can play in the DLC map with your friend. Then you are legally breaching like Sony, because you are playing on content that has not been sold by Sony. So this is one example. This is a single example, but there's a lot of legal ramifications like that that get very complicated with crossplay. So it's unrealistic as an independent developer to like add that as just a brushed off feature. And that's also not to mention that that is if you even, as an independent developer, plan on releasing your game on more platforms than just PC to start with. But that is one difficulty of like porting, and that's just one thing. That's aside from the hardship of implementing crossplay, like programming wise, because that's also difficult, especially when you start to introduce like stuff like rollback netcode and like a bunch of different things. Like if your FPS varies depending on the platform, like there's like so many things to consider that are just not like stuff that people necessarily think about, and that I even knew about before researching that stuff either. Like these are not things that I actually knew about either. Alright, let's kill that guy. Also shift the power balance to PC. Oh yeah, that we knew though. That we were all aware of. I love light rolls. You're not a fan of crossplay for PvP? Me either, Hack, but to be fair, Hack, if done properly, I don't think you can do it for shooters. I don't think, even though like a bunch of shooters do it, I don't think it's logical for shooters to have crossplay. Like PC players love it. Like PC players love crossplay because they can just play with people that are at a disadvantage against them. But objectively speaking, it's bad for most games. I think it's fine for turn-based game, no issues with that. It's fine for some games. With Souls, it actually could be fine if frame rate was not such a huge advantage. So if you were to say make a let's say hypothetically you were to make like a widely liked and appreciated crossplay Souls-like game, I think you'd need to find a way to make it work at like 120 FPS on console, and then cap your whole game at like 120. So it's like, you know, PC players are fine because 120 is pretty good, but might not be 240 FPS for like the very high-end rig, but that's a minority of people. But like, that's quite the challenge, getting a game that's 120 FPS on a console. Like, that's just like that's just a lot to ask. Very unrealistic even for an independent developer. Like, controller aim will always be a problem compared to mouse and keyboard aim, which is why like console shooters have like an insane amount of aim assist, which I despise. Even though I'm a controller person, like I don't play keyboard and mouse, like I don't want to touch shooters because to me it's so disgustingly low skill how much fucking aim assist there is that I don't even want to touch shooters anymore. And because I'm not a mouse and keyboard person, I don't want to start like to have to relearn like my way of shooting, because I still have like fucking 10+ years of just Rainbow Six, like not just shooters, just Rainbow Six shooting experience on controller. So like relearning from scratch, it's just not worth it. Yeah, like CSGO, I feel like I would love CSGO, for instance. Like CSGO is like, to me, it's the only good shooter left out there. Like from my personal preferences, right? Like I genuinely believe that CSGO is the last good shooter. And I think a lot of people agree with me because Counter-Strike is just so old, yet it's still so popular that I believe that I'm not the only one who believes that. I think there's a lot of people who think that tactical shooters with hip firing, Counter-Strike style, is where the shooting games were at. So I don't think I'm alone thinking that, even though I've not really played Counter-Strike. I've watched a lot of it, but the games I played back then, or the games I played competitively, were Rainbow Six, Vegas, and Vegas 2. And they're very similar to Counter-Strike. Very, very similar. The way you play these games from me watching it is very, 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 very close. Like, it's very, very close. Like, the whole, like, team elimination, planting the bomb, but most importantly, the way you rush the maps, the way you pre-fire around corner, the way it's one bullet headshot, the way it's hip firing, like that whole deal, it plays exactly the same throughout like both games. So when I watch Counter-Strike, I'm like, yeah, this is something that I understand because this is very close to what I played. And for instance, even though I played Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2 for like about 10 years, like I don't want to touch Rainbow Six Siege because like Vegas and Vegas 2 are way closer to Counter-Strike than they are to Siege. Like Siege is basically a bastardization of the Rainbow Six franchise. It's a bastardization, like it's basically trying to do something that that Rainbow Six was never meant to be. It was always meant to be like a hipfire type shooter, very tactical, limited in gimmicks, which is completely the opposite of Siege. And now Siege has been completely bastardized with so many fucking gimmicks, so many skins, you know. The monetization itself is another topic entirely, but like the fucking zombie modes and like zombie events, like that is not what Rainbow Six was about at the core. So like I distance myself a lot from Siege. Like I don't care about that game. I never will, honestly. But yeah, for those wondering, like, why don't you play Siege if you were like really big into Rainbow Six? Well, here you go. Siege is not the game you want to touch if you were a core Rainbow Six player. Whoa, lock on! I locked onto this guy. Thanks guys for hanging out. It's pretty enjoyable right now. I like these game topics. It's quite it's in one sense it's like a lighthearted topic, because like I think most people are on the same boat with some of the stuff I'm saying, and it's also interesting too. PC is pretty tame for cheating. I just hope Vale is still in chat, dude. My man here has never watched a Vale stream. Like, okay, let's just talk really quickly about cheaters on PC. It always bothers people when I talk about this, because the truth is, and I say that as someone who does not play on PC, but as someone who believes everything that my friend Vale says because I trust him 110%. If Vale says something, that's likely because it's true. From my experience, it's just how it is. And also, I mean, you can see it on his stream. But from my experience playing Dark Souls 3 on PC, the truth is you never see cheater until you beat them. So, if you are fighting a stupidly overpowered griefing gank that are playing legit, you're never going to see them cheating until you actually beat them. And most people, it's as simple as that, most people will lose before they get to the cheat. So you're never gonna see cheaters if you're not good enough to force them to cheat, basically. And that already like takes away all the random comments you see on YouTube who say like, oh, but there's no cheating on PC. I never see cheating. Yeah, that's because you're not good enough. That's just how it is. It's just the way it is, guys. Like, cheaters don't necessarily cheat from the get-go. At least most of them don't, on PC at least. On console, they have to because, you know, they're either save editing or they're not. Like, there's no, like, in-between. But on PC, it's like either you turn on cheat engine or what, like, it was like that in Dark Souls 3, or either you don't. But the moment you decide to turn it, it's because there was something that motivated you to turn it. And if you don't motivate these players to cheat, they're not going to cheat. And to motivate them, you have to make them lose. It's just how it is, guys. It is what it is. And this is where I put Vale into that conversation. Vale is good so that a lot of these unwinnable ganks that he fights, he pushes them to the limit where they have to cheat to stay alive. So he's going to see a lot more cheaters than the average player out there, who are just like, you know, playing the game normally. Apart from that, even then, sometimes people are cheating and people can't recognize it. Oh yeah, that's true. That's another one. You've seen people with thousands of hours not able to recognize someone with infinite stamina, with modding health, light rolling, etc. Yeah, Hag, that's a very good point. Very good point, Hag, because very often, even here on PlayStation, like, I'll do like an invasion against a cheater. The guy won't take damage, Hag. And like there's still people like in the fucking chat who are wondering like what's going on. Like they don't understand that the guy doesn't take damage when we hit him. Like something as obvious as that, like people can't even like make the difference. Obviously though, that's not going to be true for the majority of chat, but I don't know, it's still dude, you want to talk about shit design? Like, what about these fucking summoned NPCs who are basically just tanks? Like, they didn't want to give us, like, any damage modifiers for PvP just to make it not completely obnoxious. Well, one of them is lagging as a motherfucker. I think they're gonna fog wall us, yeah. Marika, thanks for the resub for 3 months. Really appreciate. Dude, we were talking, Hack, about like how most people are not even to spot like a cheater, right? Like, so obviously. It's funny because I think that opens up the door to another topic, whereas a lot of time people don't recognize like how we're able to tell if someone is good or bad, right? Like, you know, like, Hack, when you're fighting someone, like, you can tell right away if they're their skill level just by how they play. Like, most people do not have that ability. Like, they see fights and they're like, how can you tell that this guy's bad? Like, you're being toxic. You know what I mean? Like, they don't understand spacing. Like, people in chat here don't fall in that category. Don't get me wrong. Like, most people here that I see in chat, like, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you guys are too able to... Like, you see a player, you know right away which type of player it is. But as much as it's second nature to us, like, most people actually cannot see that. They can't... It's kind of crazy. Can you smell how bad a player is through the screen? Yeah, it reaches that level. Yeah, I would say so. I can smell it. Come on, fresh meat. Ah. Get out of here. I don't like being stuck in a room with 3 people. Oh my god, no. He did not heal even a little bit. Alright, let's kill you now. Ah, swap too fast. Maya, thanks for the resub for a year, baby. Let's get it. Thank you so much, man. Problem is, there's too many ways to win in this game that don't require skill, so people don't bother learning. That's such a good point, Marco. I think you're so right on that. Oh yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Like, Elden Ring just does not teach players how to play even the PvE. Like, we're not even talking PvP here, like just the PvE. Like, the game gives you so many tools, and that's not even the player's fault. Like, that's most definitely the developer's fault. More specifically, like, when we say developer, we kind of encapsulate like everyone that works on the project, but realistically speaking, like, I know some people like to pick on that aspect sometimes, so I'm gonna make it clear. When we say that developers fail at something or developers are bad at that, obviously it's not fucking everyone working at the studio who's at fault for like everything. Like, realistically speaking, like, Elden Ring has like an amazing art team, and it's not even their fault if the armors are ugly, because they're just told what to do. So even though like there's amazing artists at FromSoft, they're not at fault. Even though like FromSoft has like shitty netcode, it's not like all the programmers that are at fault for that. Heck, it could even be like just the fact that the programmer who initially made the fucking source code might not even work there anymore, like, for all we know. Like, most of the problems stem from design decisions, like, specifically. Like, The people who are bad at FromSoft and are bad in most studios are the designers. Those are the people you should be like complaining about, because those are the guys who make the decision to like have this attack do X or Y. And they're not all bad. Like, we've had some really good things, for instance, come out of Elden Ring. Like, you know, the addition, we talk about this often, the addition of like the new mechanics, like the jump, the crouch. Like, there's a lot of really good mechanics that, like, the way they work, for instance, like, I've never seen a game that incorporates crouching like that in its combat, and I've never seen a game where jumping, like, acts this way in a sense that it gives you iframe for, like, the lower body. Or, like, swapping Ash of War, though, to be fair, I don't think that's really on the designer. I think that's more like, I think that's more something that they saw in the community. We don't know for sure, but I would suspect. The crouching thing was unintentional, let's be honest. You're probably right, Hack. But I mean, that's From Software in a nutshell, dude. That is From Software in a nutshell. Like, we've made that analogy so often. Like, the strength and the weakness of FromSoft is basically the same thing. It's the fact that they probably, I suspect that they give like full creative liberty to all the devs that work at the studio, and some of them know exactly what's going on and know how to make like well-designed weapon and moveset and everything, and some of them simply don't. So the philosophy in general for the studio is like, throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And there's a lot of things that are going to stick. Like, there's a lot of good things that come out of that, but there's also a lot of bad things, aka BHS, like the whole magic spam. Like, there's an Ash of War, and like there's such a spam fest, and that's like definitely the byproduct of like giving everyone that creative freedom, because everyone is free to do whatever the fuck they want. Then you get this giant fucking mess of like incoherent like game design, where it's like, okay, like you have a spell that's that fast, which is like twice the damage as this other melee attack that has like no range. You know what I mean? Like, there's like complete discrepancies in like everything. And to some extent, that can be some of the appeal, like the fact that it's very chaotic in nature and that it's a little bit all over the place. But at the end of the day, you need a little bit of structure and hierarchy for like your damage, you know, your weapon range, your weapon speed. You still need to have it abide by something. Otherwise, you end up with something like Double Spear, which is just faster, more range, like more damage, and just everything, right? That's the director's fault, honestly. That's another thing, like, people are like, why are you blaming Miyazaki? He's not responsible for gameplay. He's my idol. You know, casuals fucking love Miyazaki. It's the second coming of fucking, you know what? Like, they are deep into Miyazaki so much that you cannot say anything bad about him. But it's true, though. Even if Miyazaki is the creative guy, and he probably does a very good job at the stuff he's good at, which is like everything that's like artistic direction, like, you know, like okay, I want my level design to be a certain way. I want like the progression of the game to like follow this path. Like, this is how I feel like the boss design should be. You know, like, he's good at all of that, and a lot of people like these aspects of Souls. But when you are top lead on a project, you still have the responsibility of everything that's under you. Everything. And that includes PvP, that includes gameplay, that includes the stuff he probably doesn't even know or understand. So even though, you know, you can like Miyazaki all you want, and I genuinely believe that he doesn't have anything to do with like any of the faults that are like design combat decisions, because I don't even think he has a say in that. I think it's delegated to someone else. But because he is lead, he still has some responsibility regarding that. It's like, as the top guy who's responsible for a project, it is your job to understand legitimately everything going on in your game. Like everything. We mean PvP, we mean co-op, we mean single player, we mean level design, we mean like assets, we mean like fucking story, everything. You're supposed to be able to be competent in every single field. That's why you're supposed to be at the top, but obviously that's not how it works in pretty much almost any company. That's just not how it is. But technically speaking, as the lead, you are responsible for everything, so you should have like some solid understanding of every single aspect. But again, that's just not how it works in reality. But when it comes to FromSoft, they definitely have some people who work on gameplay, and these people clearly do not know anything about PvP whatsoever. And I would even say that sometimes I wonder how much they actually know about PvE either, because some of these mechanics are so outrageously, like, unsensical that it makes you wonder, like, how much do they really understand? You'll blame Miyazaki for the Godskin, the DLC? Well, to be fair, like, the Godskin is, like, the byproduct of unrealistic ambition for, like, such a huge world. Ah, fuck, we're stuck here. Well, that's a big GG, guys. Ah, fuck. Insane lock-on, thank you, game. I think we might be dead. Nope. Let's get out of here. There you go. Always do the rain of arrow to the guy who's furthest from the group, and the group is following that guy. You shouldn't talk about our Lord and Savior Miyazaki like that. Yeah, there's always this thing where it's like human nature. Like, people love to, like, idolize other people. You know, that's nothing new. That's not something specific to Miyazaki. They want to attach themselves to, like, something that... It's just something, really. The QA testers take some of the blame. Muaz, knowing a little bit about how it works in a lot of companies, I would say more often than not, the QA testers are straight up like... A lot of developers don't appreciate the type of insight QA testers give, and a lot of time they just straight up ignore them. So, I mean, maybe some QA testers, like, miss a lot of stuff, but a lot of time it's just ignore. Like, when you have, like, a buggy game come out, it's not because the QA didn't see it. It's because the management wanted to meet some deadline, expectations for shareholders, like, there's supposed to be this amount of money that comes through the company, like, for, like, this date or whatever. Like, we have, like, you know, financial obligations. Usually it's more of, like, because of the financials than the QA testers not doing their job. From my experience, because, you know, I've had some experience with some companies, but not as a QA tester, but I know a little bit of how it works. Why have QA testers when you can make? What build am I playing right now? We're playing on our usual Dex build. You like Oro? I like Oro too, though. He told them Estes was gone and he couldn't do it. Well, I mean, we only had 2 days with the network test. Also, I mean, this sort of stuff, like, I'm always hesitant to, like, blame people for, like, legitimate, like, honest mistake, because it's not necessarily, like, this isn't, like, Horo's job, like, to know if Estes Cancel is there or not, for instance. And, like, for instance, if From Software comes out with a game that has, like, a huge bug or a huge glitch, I don't fault them because, you know, shit happens. Like, you can't fault them for that. What you should fault them to is for, like, clear, deliberate decisions that were bad, not honest mistakes. Honest mistakes we all make. Like, obviously, guys, when you have a game like that comes out with, like, a ton of problems and a ton of bugs, right? Then, like, there starts to be a limit to, like, honest mistake, but that's, like, a judgment call. It's like, okay, like, this game was, like, plagued with glitches, plagued with issues. Like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, okay, well, maybe they didn't do their job. But, like, if there's, like, a few bugs here and there, or, like, something that's, like, specific to one aspect of the game, not all aspect, and you're like, okay, well, you know, it's understandable. Like, making a game is a huge endeavor. Okay, let's see here. I try to be careful about critiquing, like, honest mistakes. I like to critique more, like, really... Oh my god, who does that? This guy's gonna storm off. Oh, I forgot he has a whip. Whoa, lock on. Your point is that... Okay, let me see, Hack. Your point is that they should pick hardcore PvPers to test and give them feedback. With all due respect, guys like Peeve and Oro. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean there. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. It's clear that this is not a priority for them. Like, we all know that, obviously. Did you hear about the latest Spider-Man game patch? Leaked the whole development menu in the game by accident. Players can do whatever the fuck they want. That is hilarious. No, I did not know that. And they don't ever need to update the game too, Moaz. That's the funny part. Like, they would be able to play online forever on that patch with, like, game development tools. That's... No, I didn't know that. That's so funny. That is legitimately funny. Any tips for someone getting into streaming? Yes. Start by making a YouTube. So we have likely a max level player here. just debuffed us. And then you have the rest of his crew. This is going to be a fake duel. But you know what? Let's re-invade them. We don't need to, now that we know he's gonna debuff us and that he's max level, we can come back in here with a game plan. Like, we can just re-invade here. Like nothing happened. Or not. Because these guys are clearly sniping. Which I don't mind, but apparently we can't invade them again. Oh well. It's not like I cared that much either, though. Counter Stong off moment. Oh, that's so true, dude. Counter Stong off, dude. Fucking expose that shit players. Fucking shit players, dude. Oh, that's so funny. God, dude, these gankers are so shit. They're so shamelessly god shit. Or sorry, dog shit. You're right, they didn't have Counter Stong. That's why we couldn't re-invade them. Counters need to be revamped. Yeah, it's... I mean, that's another, like, design flaw. Like, imagine creating a PvP system and not ever having played PvP and not understanding anything about PvP. That's basically Elden Ring in a nutshell. Think you should wait till you have a good amount of viewers? No, but you're gonna need a YouTube to, So basically, like... Twitch is not a platform to grow. It's a platform to engage with your audience, if you may. But you're not going to grow much out of Twitch. Maybe a little bit. But your growth really is going to come from the YouTube algorithm. And Ngannou got slept cold? Damn. I didn't know the UFC fight was going on. Ouch. Reality check, dude. Reality check. I was kind of expecting that too, honestly, because, like, I think the biggest reason why Ngannou did so well in the Fury fight was the fucking surprise factor. Like, no one expected him to be that good, so now in his second fight, like, I'm sure Anthony Joshua did not take him lightly, like, whatsoever. He's like, holy shit, this guy beat the guy I couldn't beat. I'm gonna give it everything I have. You know, redeem myself. Like, fucking... Fury beat me. I'm gonna beat the guy who fucking beat him. Even though technically Ngannou didn't beat Fury, but he sort of humiliated him. I don't know. That's how I see the logic playing out there. He seems so sharp. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like I said, the motivation there is beating the guy who beat your opponent. It's very dangerous. Especially when Francis is still a beginner, man. Even though, like, he did, like, ridiculously well in the first fight. And I haven't seen the second one. It just makes sense. But yeah, it's always easy to talk after the fact, though. And Ngannou got the bag. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing, though, that he just gave, I would have, well, maybe that's just my personal preference, but I would have liked to see, like, Ngannou versus John Jones instead. Now Ngannou's stock is gonna go down, like, losing like that. It's like, the more he loses, the less we get chances of, like, seeing actual top MMA fights with Ngannou. And John Jones doesn't have, like, that many fights left anymore, I think. And what I want to see is John Jones versus Ngannou. That's what I want to see. My money would still be on John Jones, but would be a good fight. I think at this point it would be foolish for anyone to like, no matter what John Jones fights, you should be counting John Jones as the favorite. If you know a little bit about MMA. feel like he's gonna like fall off or something. Yeah. He's out of stam. He's just like, oh my god. He's just like rolling on his like last sliver of stamina. Like when you're completely out of stam like that, like, so when you spam roll it comes out that fast, but when you're out and you keep spamming, it looks like this. That's exactly what the guy was doing. Just like a bit of stam regenerates. Oh, it's all gone again. A little bit. Oh, it's all gone. They'll fight when they're both in their 50s. Yeah, I don't know. Feel like he might retire before that. Okay, let's put this back. Let's change that back. It's fucking, dude, that that random ass stat spread, that's so funny. I love it. I don't think I should change that command. Dude, I think we should change these stats to be like to give like too many points, like so that it doesn't add up to 125. like just give us like fucking stats and everything to where like it doesn't even make sense. That's what I should do with that command. I want the points to not add up. Like make it like exactly like a level 300 builds, or maybe 200, maybe 300 is too much. But like make it a high level build to the point where it's confusing for anyone who reads it. Sorry. We have to be careful, very careful about the dragon guy. In fact, I'm contemplating the idea of going with whip here, but whip with like something like thunderbolt. Too far, maybe not. Maybe endure is the play though. Come on, fucking stuck here. This is so cancer. Honestly... Okay, well... I was trying to think of like a strategy, but... I mean, we needed to have Endure there because of the Dragon Breath. There's just no other way. All those honest material wasted? Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, I agree, Hack. Yep. Not only that, like for instance, in that last invasion, the dragon was a threat because it stuns, but it didn't do any damage. Usually, you're gonna fight like a dragon user, it's going to one-shot you if you get hit by the whole thing. Oh boy. Laggy, man. Oh my god, what the hell? Well, they're both laggy. Great. God, they're super laggy. Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, that's some shit, net. Wow, dude, this is insane. Okay, we do this, and then we do this. And he's cheating. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's almost dead. Kind of want to chainsaw this guy now because of his cheater friend. There you go. Justice. Well deserved. I think what I like the most about Chainsaw is that you have a response to anyone that's actually cheating. Like, you don't need to be like, oh, just leave the world, like, let them do their cheating. Like, nah, dude, they're affecting everyone. Fuck them. Fuck them, dude, they deserve it. Fuck them. Who is cheating? I mean, if you have a phantom cheating, like, the host is also responsible, so to me it's perfectly fair. But the phantom was cheating. Like, not only did he not only could have he been lag switching, but he was using the physic glitch, so you know, you cheat, I'll just chainsaw you. It's that simple. Remember when you didn't like Chainsaw? Well, to be fair, Vel, there has been way more cheaters recently than back when I said that on PlayStation. Like these few streams have not been too bad. But, like, there was a period not so long ago where I would get, like... At some point, I was playing the arena by myself, and I got, like, 3 cheaters in a row, dude. Like on PlayStation, like legitimately, like I got a save editor, and then I had someone who had unsheet on Gugs, and then I got another guy who had another random Ash of War on another weapon. Like 3 people in a row were straight up cheating. 3 of them. It's not even PC either. It's like, dude, like you don't see that on PlayStation usually, but I mean, it's save editing. Save editing is so accessible, people use it, and they cheat. It's whatever. So I'm like, dude, like I don't want to play this game with like these people who legitimately like hack their save file to get something they're not supposed to get in the base game. So I'm like, you know what? I think Chainsaw is the perfect solution to remedy that problem. The great equalizer. Yeah, exactly, Fight It. It just ruins it. I think it ruins it for people. I don't like it either. Yep. Yeah, hack probably. Yep. Chainsaw is the equalizer for what? For cheating, dude. Weren't you listening? For cheating. Someone cheats, you can answer back with Chainsaw. That's why it's there. If you see a save editor, if you see like anyone who legitimately has any form of hack, your answer to that is really only Chainsaw. Insane range. Yeah, I mean I can't engage when he just does that. It's one blue juice. Compelling gameplay, guys. Are we done now with the, no, we're not. Insane fight. What about someone who has a name you just don't like? I'll leave that one to you, Jake, alright? It's turn-based, but I missed my turn, so it's their turn again? Yeah. How do you get good with fists? I think fists are pretty straightforward, honestly. I don't think they're the hardest weapon to learn or anything. They're just very strong. Yeah, exactly. Like fists, I think so too. I think fists are fairly easy to use. At Ender, nah, dude. This whole thing about like people like hating on Ender just stems from the fucking like the dueling community who specifically plays seamless because they all play in a tiny arena where Ender is really at its best there. Outside of that, like I'm telling you guys, like Ender is just not. It's not that broken thing that people make it seem to be. Five-second Ender. Yeah, the 5-second one may be a different story though. I'm talking about the normal one. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's bad. It's really good. But unless you are in a small arena where pushing people against a wall is a real thing, which is not the case for legitimately everywhere in the entire game aside from that specific case, then Endure is really not that overpowered thing that people make it seem to be. Yeah, Ender is needed for invasions. Ender is like, it's one of those like lesser evil that equalizes a lot of the bullshit. Like for instance, like Dragon Breath is passable just because Ender exists. Like if Ender didn't exist, like Dragon Breath would be a massive issue, for instance. Like it's just the case for so many things. Like Ender exists to make other broken shit bearable. And it's not like, it's not even a counter, it's more like the only play you have most of the time. It's like, exactly, it's your only play when you're getting blendered, it's your only play in a lot of situation. But it's really more like a band-aid fix to like more game issues, right? So like people who say like, oh, remove Ender from the game, for instance. I mean, technically, they could be right if everything else in the game was perfect, but it's just not how it works. You don't start by removing the 20th broken thing in the game. Like, no, you start with the most broken thing, then you make your way down to like second most broken thing, and then that's how you balance it out. If you start removing stuff that's not even like the strongest stuff, then you're gonna be left like in that weird spot. I did not even need to hit that arrow. Oh wow, he got finished. No, the reduced damage is needed, Marco, honestly. Like I said, it's a band-aid fix for a lot of other game issues. And again, I'm gonna say the same thing. It's really like, it's really only like Endur's strength is really only felt when you're in a closed arena. If you're not in a closed arena, it's really like just another Ash of War, another good Ash of War. Well, it's a free escape from pressure. You can backstab it. You can absolutely backstab it. I can guarantee you that. If you know it's coming, of course. But like I said, Marco, it's a band-aid fix, and it's like the 20th whatever, like broken thing. Like, what else? Like the better question is Endure the only thing that lets you escape from pressure? Is it one of the worst thing that lets you escape from pressure? I would like, that's the moment where I would start to argue, well, maybe we should take a look. I mean, I know you know that, but you know, Storm Assault, you know, Twin Blade Spin Slash, Hyper Armor in general. It's like, there's a bit too many things that let you escape pressure right now. I know you know that, Marco, too. Like, I'm just talking for like everyone else to understand, really. Nah, light roll is fine and balanced. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, like I said, like I know this is stuff that you absolutely agree with me on. Like I know we don't disagree on that, but just so that everyone else understands, like There's just so many things that break the game fundamentally like that, that let you escape pressure for free. Light roll physics is possibly the stupidest shit. I don't think that light roll physics makes sense even for PvE though, like, because when you stop and think about it, it's like better in every way than the defense physics. Because you can just wear the heaviest armor in the game for 3 minutes, which gives you like more defense than the defense physics, for instance. I guess it might depend on the build, but still, I don't know, man. I feel like that equip load physics, no matter how you look at it, it's not something I'm very fond of. It's like Baldishin's Blessing. You know, why do you give like the insanely fast startup speed for Baldishin? Let's try again. Like, why does Baldishin like cast instantly? It doesn't make sense. Okay, we're not gonna get there. Let's get out of here. Nagi's the dumbest thing. Dude, there's it's funny because like so many people could say X or Y is the dumbest thing right now, and everyone would be like, yeah, this is the dumbest thing. And then someone else comes with another thing, like people would be like, oh yeah, this is the dumbest thing. There's like such a long list of like stuff like that that's just so stupid. It's like, oh yeah, the fucking Taunter's Stone isn't the dumbest thing. Oh, okay. It's like, oh yeah, the Taunter's Stone turning off, like, that's the dumbest thing. People would be like, oh yeah, that's the fucking dumbest thing. And then we could talk about fucking Twin Blade Spin Slash and be like, ah, that's the dumbest fucking attack. Yeah, exactly, Marco. Honestly, like at some point, guys, like not so long after 1.10 came out, Marco and I, like, were just playing for whatever, and we knew Spin Slash was like ridiculously strong, but we actually like tested, and when I mean tested is like we put it to the test, like how, like if we're playing like the best we can, how does Spin Slash Twin Blades fare against, and then we did every possible matchup, and we did it like, it's not like, okay, I use Twin Blade and you use whatever. It's like, no, we would switch, like, okay, I use Twin Blade, okay, now you use Twin Blade, and we tried every single matchup. And it was quite clear that Twin Blade just completely shitted with Spin Slash on every single matchup in the game. And it was not even close. It was not even close, guys. Spin Slash Twin Blade is like by far the strongest shit in the game. And I did not talk too much about that because I didn't want to spread it. But now I think it started to be widely known, so I don't need to keep it a secret anymore. But it is by far the worst fucking broken thing in the game right now. And people don't realize it. But they're starting to realize, so I don't mind talking too much about it. But yeah. Yeah, on the right build too. You can do... Guys, you can do insane damage with Twin Blade. If you have the proper build. Like, insane damage. And you'll out-trade everything with that Ash of War. Everything. You just out-trade everything. And on top of that, if you have someone playing passive, being very aware to not get caught by the Ash of War, it's a Twin Blade. You cannot dodge every attack the Twin Blade has. The Twin Blade is unreactable. It will chip you down, and it will chip your poise too. Oh, I'm too far to lock on. Yeah, Murky does have more counterplay than Twin Blade indeed. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, like, I've been sitting on that for a while because, quite frankly, I don't want to see it everywhere because it's so damn brain-deadly overpowered compared to everything else that it really just breaks the game. So we mentioned it in the feedback vid, but... Oh, he's dead. But like, I didn't want, like, to spread it. Like, you know how people sometimes complain about, oh, now everyone's gonna start using that because he said that shit is overpowered. I didn't want to do that. Because I genuinely think that if you start to see Twin Blade everywhere, the game is gonna get boring very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. And I also remember, like, I say Twin Blade is overpowered, broken. I remember, like, right when 1.10 came out, like, Vale asked me, like, how do you counter, like, fucking Twin Blade Spin Slash without a great bow? Because with a great bow, you can still shoot it from a distance, especially if the player's not that great. He asked me, like, how do you counter it? It's like, I don't know why. Like, I can't fucking find any counter plays to it. And, like, we didn't know back then. Maybe Vale, like, had more suspicion than I did, but I didn't know that it was such an issue. But Vale had, like, was right on the money there. It was, like, the reason why I couldn't find a counter is because there was none. There was no counterplay. It didn't exist. Phalanx? Yeah, maybe, I guess. But Phalanx isn't free, though. You can't Phalanx someone if he stays on you. And when I say stay on you, not even needing to commit to anything, just be at a decent range. Guys, I'm not saying it's impossible to beat, right? Like, we've all killed plenty of Twin Blade Spin Slash users. It's not impossible to beat. But it wins every matchup. It's just that simple. It just wins every matchup. Just look at it this way. I ate my input on wake up. Rarely see that happen. Come on, dude. Yeah, exactly, Marco. Like, unironically, if you use like double Naga Kiba Spin Slash, it's probably one of the best like matchup for against Twin Blade that is not a mirror. Simply because it gets to like Spin Slash versus Spin Slash territory. Then it becomes like more down to like how each player uses each moveset. But if you don't want to mirror it, like using Naga Kiba with Spin Slash is not a bad idea either. Another one that doesn't have the worst matchup either is any Ultra, because the Ultra is one of the few things that will stun the Spin Slash. But the advantage is still on Twin Blade, because even if the Ultra stuns your Spin Slash, you still have the Twin Blade moveset against an Ultra, which is a winning matchup for the Twin Blade. But like, if you know you're better than your opponent, like, you can definitely make it work with like you can definitely make it work with like an Uggs or like Kiba against Twin Blade if you know you're better than your opposition. You guys need to go up. Gonna be here for a while. Unless they shoot me down somehow. Oh no, it's over. Great design, by the way. Another case of amazing design by From Software. Ladders, dude. Never improved. They've never improved in like fucking 10 years. Ladders are still a guaranteed debt. No, even Starfist, Jaker doesn't break it. Like, if it breaks it at one out of 2 time, I forgot, Marco. We tested that with different poise variation. I forgot if at max poise it just didn't break it at all, or if it was out 1 out of 2. But yeah, that was like one of the first thing that we tested to see if it broke it, but it doesn't. Radon actually does more damage than the normal Great Bow. It costs more FP, but if you like, in a situation like that, like it's just going to yield more damage. I think the spread is wider, so in a lot of situations you're gonna hit more than with the other Great Bow. The other one is more efficient, but I prefer this one. Yeah, Radon does more damage, yeah. Let's see here. Speaking of these, let's use them. Careful. This guy's pretty high level, I believe. Dude, that's some serious blade buildup. Come on. Okay, well, he's dead. Fatherless, thanks for the sub. Welcome in, dude. Welcome, welcome. You doubt a Japanese company would make katanas bad. They don't need to make them bad. Like Nugget Keyboards, for instance, are really, really good. And while they're even stronger than Moonveil, I would say in most situations, Moonveil is a worse design than Nagakiba, despite Nagakiba being stronger. Because Moonveil just doesn't make sense to have an attack like the Moonveil Ash of War. That just has, like, so much range, so fast, with insane stun and damage. It just does not align with everything else in the game. It's like an outlier. And it becomes very, very problematic in specific situations. Maybe not as much of an issue in 1v1, but the moment you have team fights, it just doesn't work. It really stands out as like something that is not in line with like everything else. It's basically like the best spell in the game. You know, it's the best range attack in the game by a long shot. You can reaction punish stuff at range, like on reaction. Like other stuff can't do that. It's just an outlier. And by the way, I know like we only see noobs using Moonveil, but believe me, like Moonveil is also very strong in the right hands. It's not just a noob weapon or an Ash of War stick. Like legitimately, if you have like main hand Moonveil and then offhand any fast weapon, you can make some dangerous combos with Moonveil. Like, very, very dangerous mix-ups. Like, it can be quite a brutal setup in the right hands. Like, it's not a meme setup at all. Like, people are like, oh yeah, well, there's worse things than Moonveil. No, like, you need, like, if a good player, like, dedicates himself to, like, learning Moonveil, they're going to be, like, extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Very, very strong weapon. Like, I would say Moonveil is probably underestimated by the good players. And most people know it's still good. So that says a lot. Whoops. God damn it, I just wasted a blue. Wanted to do this. Yeah, Moonveil off stock, even Moonveil dagger. Well, usually those are really the only two options, but... yeah, Moonveil off stock and Moonveil dagger, like, if used right, are quite brutal. Like, the mix-up between the fast weapon and the Moonveil Ash of War is very strong. But the other guy would be to the side there. Unintentional backstep. Unironically, the whip is very good in a lot of situations. Maybe not necessarily in a 1v1 per se, but it's not bad either. Moonveil offhand lands for more crutches. I've actually never tried that. I've never tried that, actually. But I mean, the idea with the Moonveil and the fast weapon is that, you know, you want to use the fast weapon to make people panic roll the big damage. It's the same idea with Flame Strike. You want to use the fast offhand weapon to get people to get roll caught by Flame Strike for the big damage. It's really the same idea with Moonveil. It just plays us slightly differently than Flame Strike, but the principle is similar. We've got close to winning a tourney recently. Yeah, whips are good. They're not bad, but... oh, that was Frosty? Yeah, there you go. I mean... Who knew that stuff that stuns with its attack can be used to outplay people? Damn, hack. Fucking ruthless over here. That's true. Like, part of what Hack said, though, is, like, understated in a sense that before 1.10, the new players who had not played, like, other Souls before didn't realize, like, how much it affected skill to, like, to not stun people with your swings. Like, the fact that you can stun people with, like, any small weapon now, it makes it much more doable to, like, outplay someone with a lesser weapon. Very dangerous bleed build up there. Uh-oh. What do we do here? Okay, good play, good play. Out of stam. Oh! Oh, come on. Okay, let's get off that whip, though. Oh, no! We're out of healings. Alright, alright. What? Dude, what the fuck? He didn't get stunned at all. What a fucking shit game. come on, Terrain, dude. This is one invasion that so far we've not have gotten like a lot of favors. This one is very winnable, but right now we're in a very bad spot. Just very unlucky start overall. Like that, like, come on, dude. Or like that lock on right there that legitimately prevented us from finishing him. It's just a bad invasion for me. Just unlucky though. It's not like they were using like anything special or that I was playing particularly bad. Just unlucky the whole time. I'm famous? Why is that? You think Briar Armor is still an issue? That's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question though. It could be. I have not thought about it enough to like give you a proper answer. I mean, I would say, I think it's fair, like the game would be better without it, right? Like there's really not much upside to having that in the game. But is it like an issue? I don't know. Probably, because it still yields some inconsistencies in the form of like you still are going to get some main punch. There's still some in the game, and also sometimes you randomly get your poise broken by it too. Is it broken enough to still run it? I don't know. I don't like using it. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a hard one. I think it might be. I think it might be. But like, to which extent is it broken? Like, I don't think this would like prevent me from like besting someone, right? But it would still make me miss some shots that I should not miss. Do you believe latency is always two-sided, or it could be one-sided? Well, it depends on the game. Like, the way it works is you can have, like, the usual peer-to-peer model, for instance, the usual one, the one that is used more commonly and that's easier to implement, is the server client model. And when we say server, usually in most peer-to-peer stuff, or most peer-to-peer model, the server is a player. When the server is a player, their latency is basically zero because they dictate the quote-unquote reality of the game. When it comes to From Software or For Honor is another one at that. They use a true peer-to-peer model where no one has like authority over everything. It's like everyone has authority for specific stuff in the game. So I have authority for when my hit should land, basically stuff like that. Or it needs to be confirmed on both screens, like no one has complete authority over it. So when you have that model where no one has true authority over it, then it's supposed to be two-sided fully. But in the case of the other model, where there's a host, like a real host, like a server, then it's completely one-sided. Now it's the lag. Latency is supposed to be two-sided all the time, but it's the lag that's really one-sided. The lag can absolutely be only for one of the two person because it depends on upload and download, and it's very common to have like issues with your upload and no issues with your download. It's just how most of the infrastructures are built, just higher download bandwidth than upload bandwidth. Like packet loss is not two-sided. You've literally tested it that latency can be one-sided, as I mentioned. But check this out though, like back in Dark Souls 3, I also tested some weird thing with my buddy Heather, and we tested like weapon priority, and there was an instance where we would both do like the same attack, like okay, running attack into R1. Like okay, so if I running attack him into R1 with a straight sword, or I forgot which weapon we tested, but if I do like running attack into, let me get a shield. If I did like running attack into like R1, I would trade with him. I forgot what he was using, but I would basically like force trade with him on our latency. But if we reverse that scenario, if he did a running attack on me and he R1'd right away after, I was never getting priority. He was getting it, but I wasn't. So there was definitely something going on. Like I remember that testing clearly. I mean, he could corroborate that. I'm sure he remembers. But this instance here made me believe that there is something going on that I'm not aware of that definitely affects how the game is played. Also, it should be noted that what I mentioned about like true peer-to-peer, right? That is the case. Like this is confirmed for, let's say, For Honor. That's how For Honor works. Like we know that. We don't actually know for sure exactly how the From Software model works though. So there could be more to it. Can make networking definitely one-side favorite. Like I said though, man, like on paper, like true peer-to-peer, it shouldn't be a thing. But my testing, and apparently your testing, also indicates that there is definitely an inconsistency in there. Like there's something that affects it in one way, shape, or form. There can also be a difference in setups and input delay. Oh, Hack, that's a good point. You know what, man? I think it, as simple as this might sound, I think Hack might have, because I tested that on PC too. I didn't test that on PlayStation. But difference in input delay would actually make so much sense. That's a very good point, Hack. Actually, honestly, that might be it. As simple as that. It might not have anything to do with the game. Just different setups. Could be that. That's an interesting topic, though. Very interesting topic. The more I learn about networking, the more I realize, like, how like, when you're making an online game, you're trying to make the impossible, because you cannot make information travel faster than the speed of light. At least with the technology we have and the science we know right now. I don't know. I mean, it should stand, but you never know. But like, with the current technology, you can't make stuff happen faster than speed of light. So the data travels already almost as fast as speed of light, and it will still take, you know, whatever, 300 milliseconds to go from one side of the globe to the other. Granted, the routing is good. So trying to circumvent that, like with rollback netcode or whatever, it's really like a problem that is quote-unquote like impossible to tackle. You're basically just trying to find tricks to trick the player into thinking that they don't have latency, but it's always there. Yeah, quantum entanglement. Yeah, I was thinking of like quantum physics major, but I don't know shit about that, so I can't say, oh yeah guys, with fucking quantum physics we're going to be able to have internet connections that travel instantly through the universe. Like, that's not me, man. Oh dude. Like I heard it's a thing, right? But I don't know shit about it, so I'll just leave it at that. Quantum Souls, dude, the next Souls game. Like to play Quantum Souls? Bro! What? That's so unfair! Like, what the fuck? Why did I get stun locked for so long? Yeah, you can fight the boss. Get the fuck out of here. You're just gonna fog wall now. What a game. Dude, I could not roll a single one of these attacks, guys. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, the bro went quantum, absolutely. Oh, dude, speaking of space, Mungus, guys, I just fucking pre-ordered a game that I never thought I would ever pre-order. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. I might actually play that on stream. Give me 1 sec. Give me a single second, guys. Alright, let's pause that. Play this on stream with you guys. I already pre-ordered and bought the game on Steam. So, yeah, look forward to that. So I just wanted to point that out. I might buy it on PlayStation as well. If there's people that want to play on PlayStation, I might get it for both systems. But yeah, I played those two games like quite a lot. And these games, like both Battlefront games, OG Battlefront, 1v1 me and Moss Eisley, exactly, dude. Those used to be, in my opinion, or are, in my opinion, like, in the top 10 like best games of all time. Like, it's really like that good. It's really fucking good. What PC system do I have? A fucking bomb, dude. I have a bomb of a PC. 'Cause I use my PC for everything. I have a 7950 X3D and a 4090. Fucking nerd flex, man. Which is funny because I don't game on that PC, but I use it for everything, though. Like, I use a lot of software on that rig, so... It's for Skyrim. Yeah, exactly. It's for Skyrim, dude. I'll be barely able to handle the game then? Yeah, exactly, Chloe. But like I said, I definitely plan on playing that with stream. And even though I'll be at a disadvantage on PC, I don't really care because of the keyboard and mouse. I still bought it. But if there's also people that plan to play that on PlayStation, I'll get it on both. No issue. You have a 420. Dude, red stock. My man. Really? Really? You're 79? Well, first of all, your 7900 XTX falls short. I don't know, dude. I don't know about that. That sounds crazy. Okay, in 1440p. Okay, even still though, I don't know, dude. It's kind of crazy. It does. I mean, I believe you. Don't. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just like shocked. Oh, you're lying, dude. Stop making shit up. Stop it. Oh man. I don't take credit for the 4090 though. I received it as a gift, so like it was something I was eventually looking to buy, but like I'm so happy that I get to use it for all the work I do. Like it is legitimately like such a time saver when you use so many different software. Like your whole suite of software will use like GPU, CPU quite intensively, and it legitimately saves like hours. It does. Like it is absolutely worth it if you work a lot on your computer. Like what the expression like time is money is correct there. Like being able to render stuff faster just means that you're able to get more work done or use your PC for other stuff, because like when you do like heavy renders, you can't do like like you can't do like other workload, like heavy workload at the same time, for instance. What's the CPU? 7950 X3D, dude. Unironically, that CPU, because like for instance, you can get the render. A lot of software will let you render on either the CPU or the GPU. Sometimes like you can have like a hardware acceleration, all that stuff, but very often you can either render using either one. And unironically, for my editing software, the CPU is faster than the GPU for rendering. Yeah, you don't want to overclock X3D chips, in my opinion. From what I read about it, I'm not, you know, I know a little bit, but I'm not really like big geek into that. Like I'm not very I'm not that educated. Like I know what I need to know about PC. Like I know how to build my own PC. Like I know which part does what. I understand all the basics, but like when it starts to get like going into the BIOS and knowing exactly like the timing for your RAM and that sort of stuff, like it starts to get a bit outside of my the things I know about. Like for instance, I don't know what PBO means. Could be something I know, but like you say PBO as if it's a usual term. This is not something I'm familiar with. Just as an example. Okay, let's get there from here. Oh, this is gonna be great. Laggy with lightning. My favorite, dude. I feel like I'm gonna get completely... Oh, yeah. We took those hits. I'm about to explode, guys. Oh! Heal up. Scary, man! Scary! Get out of here. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection or Ultimate Edition? No, it's Classic Collection. Let me just make sure, though, if you're actually buying that shit. Let me double check for you. If you're buying it because I'm gonna play it, I want to make sure you actually buy the right thing. But trust me though, it's really good. Even though it's an old game, like it's a remaster of an old game. Believe me when I say it's one of the better games. It's Classic Collection. There you go. Classic Collection, yeah. Because EA made some Star Wars Battlefront, like more recent ones, right? They were not bad. At least the first Star Wars Battlefront, I actually liked it. It wasn't great, but I liked it. Second one was kind of ass in my opinion. But the first, like the OG ones, they just have way more content, way more variety. Like the structure of like the whole games like makes so much more sense. Like it's just like maybe not as technologically like advanced, but way better design execution. Also, Clevy, thanks for the gifted sub, man. Dude, it's gonna... Dude, if we can get, like, the whole Souls community to, like, come together and play fucking OG Star Wars Battlefront, man, I'm telling you guys, like, this is probably gonna be, like, the sickest shit we've ever played. If we can get, like, I don't fucking know, like, 6 people on each team, plus, like, all the craziness of, like, the AI, because, like, those are, like, huge battle where there's, like, enemies everywhere. Like, if we can get, like, a real battle going on with, like, a bunch of people from chat, this is going to be, like, so sick, you have no idea. This is going to be insane. I think we should even do, like, battle of streamers, dude. Where, like, we team up. Like, let's say Steel and I are on different team, and we get, like, people on each side, and we just battle it out with our stream team. That would be, like, so much fun. I'm sure you'd be down for it, too. Or, like, Coop, or, like, you name it, like, any other, like, streamer. Or then we can also have, like, other streamers, like, play alongside each other. So, like, Steel and I and Coop play versus, I don't fucking know, like, you name it, Montage, and then Montage, and then Montage, right? That'd be sick, too. It's saying 2 players online. I don't know though. I don't know for sure. Is like, do we have confirmation that you can actually play on? Check the PS Store. It's 2 players split screen and online. That's what it said on Steam, I think. It's 2 players split screen and there's also online. That's what it said on Steam. I never play with guys like Peeve and Saint. I just don't really know them all that much. I don't have anything against them or anything. I was a bit on the fence about Saint until recently, where I started watching his stuff and I realized that he's basically just like me, just passionate about the game, has his own way of seeing things. And even though I don't agree with him, I absolutely do respect that. It's like Nap. I'm friend with Nap. I don't agree with Nap, but we can still appreciate each other regardless. When it comes to Peeve, I just don't really know him all that much. I used to watch Peeve, even back in Dark Souls 2, for instance, but I don't know him that much. Steel is a bit closer because Steel and I are really in the same realm. We do the same things. We kind of have like a lot of the same way of seeing the PvP. I don't know. I just get along with Steel quite well. So I do stuff with Steel more often because of that. But same thing with Nash. Get along with Nash quite well. So you'll see like me doing stuff with Steel and Nash more often simply because they're closer friends. That's not because they're streamers. Just because, you know, they're friends. That's it. We don't associate with level 200 players. Among Us. But before you get the game though, LED5, I want to know for sure that the online is going to be a thing. I'm going to look it up after this invasion. I'm gonna look it up to see, like, I know there's split screen and it says online as well, but I want to make sure we can actually do, like, online battles. Otherwise, that's just... That's not worth having people buy the game. Like, at least for me to tell them to buy the game, like, that would not be appropriate. But if there's online, I know people will love it. Let me check. It says online up to 64 players. Is it on the new collector's edition? But because that's what used to be for, like, I think the old game, if I think. Let me check. Let me just verify real quick. Star Wars Battlefront collection. Let me check that. Let me check for past week. March 14th. Oh my god! Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection features restored online play for up to 64 players. Holy shit! Okay, we're in business, guys. Holy shit, that's insane. Oh, that's gonna be so sick. Man, like, low-key, I think I'm more excited about that than the Elden Ring DLC. And I think we're gonna enjoy that even more. I'm not even joking. It's 60 more than Elden Ring. Exactly. And it comes out soon, guys. It's like the 14th. Guys, it's like in fucking 6 days. We're gonna be able to play that in 6 days. Oh, I'm actually so excited about that. What the fuck? I never realized, like, how much fun this was going to be. Like, if we can get a few players from the community, it's going to be a blast, man. I'm telling you. What's the game? Seal. Okay. Alright, Steel, I have to, I'm gonna have to, like, talk to you about it off stream as well, but basically, there was, like, one of the best game of all time is Star Wars Battlefront, but the original on PlayStation 2. And, it's an arcade shooter, but it's one of the best game ever. And the studio who made it got disbanded a long, long time ago. And pretty much everyone lost the right to these games, so there was never any remake or remaster. But recently, a studio or some company or whatever acquired it back through whatever legal means, and somehow they made a remaster of it, which restores also the online play. And this is basically, like, coming out really soon. And I think it's even, I think it's 40 or 30 bucks too, because it's an old game, so it's not at, like, full price. But for those of you who've never played it, it is an old game. But believe me when I say it's still one of the best game ever, and it's probably one of the very best arcade shooter you'll ever play as well. It's not a like, serious shooter, it's an arcade shooter. But the mechanics and everything around that game are great. Absolutely great. Okay, let me focus on that because they're killing the boss and I'm just not doing shit. Okay, we'll take that. And so I've already bought the game on PC. And if people are interested to play on PlayStation, I'm buying this on PlayStation as well. Jesus, the fucking stun. Is it cross-compatible? That's a good question. I don't know that either. And also, this is not the reason why I'm getting the game, but I suspect that that Star Wars Battlefront game is gonna be like viral. I suspect that we're gonna have like a massive resurgence. You know, like these, like Pal World, Fall Guy type moment where a game like becomes viral for like a few weeks. I think Star Wars Battlefront is gonna have that. It's gonna have like its few moments of glory. Xenos, thanks for the donation, man. What's up, Xenos? You seem like a Boba Fett kind of guy. Mungus, you seem like a Princess Leia type of person. Am I wrong? I think it's the haircut that sells this for you, Mungus. Starter gankers, outplayed and saved. Oh, I think we dodged the bleed somehow. Oh, we just tanked it. Let's get the dogs to help us. These dogs are hella nasty. They're gonna destroy them, actually. Oh, maybe not. Okay, next dogs. This is so cancer, actually. Oh! Help me, bird! Remember Steel when we fucking did the stream and I just kept spamming Lance running attack? Well, I got a taste of what it felt like just now. When you have 2 people or 3 people, it's fucking painful. It does not have cross compatibility. All right, I'll get the game on both then. I want to play with everyone because I know we're gonna have a blast. It's going to be one of those games where my viewership drops like crazy, but everyone who actually plays is gonna have like the time of their life. I just know it, but it's going to be like one of those things. Like maybe I'm gonna do like, okay, invasions for like 2 or 3 hours, and then we hop on fucking Star Wars and just don't give a fuck. We just shred. Is it very grindy? No, it's an arcade shooter. Arcade shooters are basically plug and play for the most part. There is some progression in the game, but it's very minimal. See you offline as well? Well, yeah, I mean, we don't need to always play on stream, but what's great about on stream is that, like, for instance, let's say Jake is playing with me, and then we're playing with, like, someone else, I don't know. If I don't stream it, we're gonna stay having fun by ourselves. But if I stream it, oh, maybe Baby Turtle is going to see me play, and then he's gonna jump in because he saw the stream. You know, when you stream, you're gonna have like more people join in just because they're aware of people playing. I don't know why I feel like this bush was it, but I kind of expected it. Well, let's kill the blue first. He wants to cheese them. True PvEer at heart. Oh, not the swap I wanted. Dude, you would fucking go down there. Fucking pussy. Well, now I have to deal with 3 people. Let's just rebuff at this point. That was not the play I wanted, but we don't have a choice. Okay, we got King Arthur. That was queued, by the way. The pot was queued from before I got hit. Because this game loves queuing inputs from 2 years ago. Oh, fuck. Oh, the pivot! Come on! Alright. God, I could have been banned. So it's 32 versus 32, right? Yeah, but I don't think it stops there. Like, you can have, like, a bunch of AI, too, to replace players. So even if we're, like 2v2 on each side, or, like, 6v6 or whatever, like, it's going to be chaotic as fuck anyway. Let's actually, let's take a look real quick. Since you guys are interested, let's take a look real quick at some, like, old footage, if I can find some. Give me 1 sec, let's YouTube that. Star Wars Battlefront 2 gameplay. Dude, some guy fucking posted some gameplay. Like, recently. I guess it's a good opportunity for people who still have the OG game to, like, post some stuff. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys are excited as I am. By the way, I've also downloaded the Dragon's Dogma 2 character creator and storage application, which you guys should also check out if you're looking forward to Dragon's Dogma 2. And even if you don't have Dragon's Dogma 2 pre-ordered or you don't intend to buy it, still take a look at the character creator, because I've been playing around with that character creator a little bit, and it's the best character creator I've ever tried. It's quite insane, honestly. Actually, can we show that character creator real quick before the end of the stream? I think we can, guys. I think we can. Let me try. Might not let me though, because I have my firewall open. Yeah, it's not gonna let me. Alright, well, maybe next time then. Maybe next time. Alright, well guys, that's going to be it for today, I guess. Oh man, that was great. Dude, I don't think we died either throughout the stream. Oh! 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 1 sec. Actually, it did launch. Alright. It actually did launch. Although I will... Okay, it might lag here for a second because... Just put that at 60 for now. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'm gonna share a screen. Okay, do you guys see it? Actually, I was not done working on it. I was trying the paint jobs, which I'm not going to keep, but still. The character creator is freaking insane, guys, believe me. Oops, not that. Detailed customization. Let's go into tattoo preset. Check this out. You can even change like the backlighting when you're creating your character to like have different like environment, different lighting to represent like different areas of the game. Like this is kind of insane. Like also like if you zoom, like look at the character detail. Look at that. This is crazy. Tattoos don't want to go away though. Might be a bug. Maybe oh shit, you can't even see the armor. Look at the armor, guys. This is what I'm talking about. You want to see good fashion? This is what good fashion looks like, guys. Look at that. There's no armors like that in Elden Ring. Why do we not have this sort of armor in Elden Ring? Look at that. This is what I'm talking about when we're talking about good fashion. Like, this is what a cool knight character armor looks like. Telling you, man. Yeah, actual normal looking armor. Yeah, actual like cool looking armor, because it's not weird. Yeah, exactly. It needs to be weird for Elden Ring. But like the armors look sick here. Really cool stuff though, honestly. But yeah, as you saw, like I've already started like making my character. It still has the default facial feature. I've not had too much time to work on it, but still I wanted to take a look really quickly. And dude, I love this character creator. It's quite insane. It is the best character creator I've ever seen. Maybe there's better ones out there, but I have never seen a better character creator than this one. There's just so many options. And you can even control the lighting to make sure that your character, like, its features are just look right for every environment. And like, you know, it's like you can just like customize like everything, like legitimately everything. Like there's like so much stuff. You can even change your posture. Let's take a look at that. Like, check this out. You can change your posture to be like more or you know, different stuff. The elbow angle and like the knee angle, like I honestly don't really... The elbow angle, you can see a small difference, but the knee angle... Like, elbow angle, it's like, okay, you hold your stuff wider, but like barely. The knee angle, like... is very, very small difference. But yeah, pretty cool. The plug walk. Exactly. There you go. So yeah, I just wanted to show that real quick. Looks pretty good, man. Very excited for that game too, which comes out like very soon. Really cool stuff, man. Alright guys, that's going to be it. Yeah, the graphics are fucking insanely good. Like for the character like that, really freaking good. Like obviously it's not like, you know, Red Dead Redemption, but it's really good. Like especially when you zoom in like that, like really nice. All right guys, later everyone. I'll catch you up later guys. Let's raid someone playing Elden Ring. Thank you everyone for coming by. I hope you're as excited as I am. And yeah, I'll catch you guys up next time. Take care, everyone. Also, I think we were deathless. Low key. Okay, let's see who's streaming. Okay, we got Sleepy Sheepy, Montage, Likely Wizard, Saint, Oro, Goffer. Let's raid Jake. Jake is streaming too. Jake was here earlier. Alright guys, take care everyone. Have a good night.